Hello class, welcome to this particular subject called operating system. And first of all, I want to take this opportunity to welcome you to KIPS Technical College, and also thanking you for choosing KIPS Technical College as your preferred online training center. May God bless you. Now, I'm Kennedy Omondi Mwamba, and I'll be teaching you operating system. This is one of the subjects that you're going to learn within ICT as a course, and it's a very interesting kind of subject. I want to also to highlight that we'll be having assignments, cards, and end of semester exams in due course. So I expect you also to cooperate and try to read as much as possible so that you pass your exams. Then having said that and done, I also want to take this opportunity to welcome you now to this particular unit called operating system. And now these are the kind of definition that I expect you now to adopt moving forward with this particular subject. That operating system is just a system software that manages and controls the activities as well as the resources of a computer system. And that is why it is also known as what? A manager on its own. Remember, computers normally mimic how human beings behave, or the operations of human beings. So as much as in a real life situation, we normally have managers in organizations and even in our institution like KIPS Technical College here. So the managers will always ensure that things are up and running. The things are running smoothly, and they are also in charge of the resources. So providing resources, whether human resource or maybe the physical resources like computers and the rest, is the role of managers to ensure that at least the organization achieves its objective. Likewise, in computer we have operating system, without which a computer will not be able to operate and perform its intended functions. And therefore, operating system also is serving as a manager, because within a computer it has what's called resources, and the four main critical resources within a computer are memory, processor, file, and devices. So talking about devices, we have input devices and output devices. So it is up to the operating system now to control and make sure that these particular devices are available for use whenever the computer needs to perform its main intention or its main function of what? Processing data into information. So that is operating system. Remember, a computer is made up of two major components. One of them is called computer hardware, and the other one is computer software. So operating system is falling under computer software, and in this case is not just a computer software but a system software now, because within a computer software we have what's called system software and application software. So operating system is an example of a system software, to mean that without which a system will not be able to work if this particular critical software is not available. So that is operating system. And of course, we are going to discuss much more about operating system into the following four main dimensions. The first one, we need also to understand what are the examples of these operating systems. Example of which we have things like Windows operating systems, Windows and Windows family. That's an operating system. Be it Windows 98, be it Windows 2010, be it Windows 2008. All those are just families of Windows. But we also have another operating system called Unix operating system. Another one is Linux operating system. Another one is Macintosh operating systems. Another one is Microsoft Disk operating system, which is called MS-DOS. So all of those are just examples of operating system, of which you can choose one, install in a computer, and work with it. Then away from that, you're also going to look at what are the different types of operating system. Types of operating systems, we have so many types, but just to mention a few, we have the ones that are called distributed operating systems, network operating systems, we have interactive operating systems, time sharing operating systems, you can also have batch operating systems, all those kind of operating systems, or multi-programming operating systems, depending on the use, on the functionalities and the capabilities of that operating system. They can be grouped into those particular categories as types. Having said that and done, we are going to also embark on the critical one, which forms the basis of this particular subject, that is the functions of operating systems. Operating systems performs four major functions, as much as we have almost 10 over 10 functions, but the major ones are this particular four. One, we have what's called file management, the other one is memory management, the other one is process management, and finally you have what's called device management. So talking about memory management, we must appreciate that computers normally have limited memory space, and therefore it is the role of our system to ensure that it allocates particular data or processes or jobs into available memory locations for processing. Then once it has been processed, it deallocates it from the memory in order to give room for another job or another data. Another one is called process management. Under process management, you have a critical resource called a processor, where the actual processing activity is taking place within a computer, and therefore it is the role of our system to ensure that all the data that are waiting to be processed have been organized and have been processed within the processor. In other words, it divides or allocates the CPU cycle times to different jobs or different data that are waiting to be processed so that they can be processed. We also have what's called file management. Of course, file management basically deal with a user creating a file, a user deleting a file whenever you don't need it, a user maybe renaming a file, a user providing security to the file. So whenever you are performing all these functions, remember, anything that is stored in a computer is in form of what? In form of a file, and therefore it is a very critical area. So that is what about file management. The last one is about device management, and in this case we are talking about input devices, output devices, storage devices, processing device. So in this case, all those particular devices has to be managed by what? By the operating system. Has to be managed by the operating system, and therefore we expect again operating system now to play a very critical role in ensuring that these particular devices are working and they can support different functions of the computer itself. So having said that and done, we are going to embark on this particular journey together, and I wish you